is Mary Catherine with Dripping Springsollas, and thanks so much for joining us today. This video is about how an Olla can help you when you put in new saplings and new bushes like a berry bush or a mulberry or any of the fruit bearing or any bush really. This Olla will help with the watering. This is a 2.9 gallon, 11 liter, what we call big boy dripping springsolla. So the video is about that. But before you get there, if you don't mind hitting that like button and that subscribe button, we'd really appreciate that because we like you and we'd like you to come back. Let's get to that video. I just bought two plants, some territorial. That is the mulberries, they're dwarf mulberries. They have the nice big berry, but they only get about this. It's a bush really, it only gets about 6 feet tall, so which is great for me because I'm in a fenced area here. So I've put these about, maybe 4 feet apart, which was in the recommendations. I had directions. Put my Olla in and using that stick to see if it's quite high enough. So it's a good height because you want it to be, you know, a couple inches showing, so you don't want dirt going into the top. Then I'll backfill and put some mulch on it, which will be in the pine needle family since mulberries like to have acidic soil. So I'll come back when I've got that done. Right, so the pine straw's around and the Olla's buried, and now I'm getting the water from my rain barrel. Let me show you real fast. So I got the rain barrel put together this year, this particular one, and of course it goes to the roof. Got all that part done. So let me talk a minute about rain barrels and what you might need to do if your pressure's not high enough or good enough or goes far enough. And look, Matoka is sitting on my brand new bed of calendula. Thank you, Matoka, for keeping that warm. So I can just fill this up, which I'm doing now. I'll show you. So it's not like super hard, you see that, because it's, you know, no power, no electricity, it's gravity. So they'll fill that up, and the Olla will water these two plants by soil moisture tension. For the East Coast, which is where I am, it's 5 to 10 days. On the West Coast, it is 3 to 5 days because, you know, they only get 10 inches of rain a year. And last year we got 80, but normally we get about 50, 40 to 50, somewhere in there. I'll leave this Olla in here for 1 year. Next year, I'll pull it up and use it somewhere else. Why? Because these roots sort of already established themselves. Now, if you're on the West Coast and you still only get 10 inches a year, you may have to leave an Olla in, but for me, I have so much water, I don't need to do that. Now, there are some things I leave in all the time, like tomatoes and things like that, but for something that's, you know, a fruit-bearing tree or bush, that's the system. So I'm very excited to get this started, and this year I won't be having mulberries because they don't bear till the second year. They do bloom this year. I'll pick them off, and then next year I'll have some really nice sized mulberries. About that, and I'm gonna have to mark my bed with sticks because my dog always lays in fresh dirt. Golly day. Happy gardening.